We are live. Cardinals franchise, season 4. I was miraculously offered an extension. We did the offseason. Most of you opted not to watch that one, so I'll fill you in. We went out. We traded for Tanner Bybee. We signed Ryan Pepiot. We traded for Sean Burke. Along with Sean Burke, we also got a pitching prospect in Rodney Fuentes from the Yankees. Might be a while away from doing anything, but he is a top 75 prospect in baseball. Only 5'10", 166 because prospects in this game are just ridiculously small. But I am quite excited with the trades we were able to make. And we have high expectations for this next season. You look at these trades. Bybee, of course, traded Leonardo Bernal, one of our top prospects behind the plate, Lucius Oliver, who we drafted early, and Pedro Pages. In the Sean Burke trade, where we got Rodney Fuentes as well, we traded Kyle Leahy, Yariel Rodriguez, and Daniel Ortiz. So, kind of just an even swap with the Yankees, hoping that works out for us. And then I like the trade to acquire Bybee. We'll see how good these guys actually end up being for us. Tanner Bybee is 30 years old. He's got B potential, and he's coming off of his best year. 3.34 ERA, whip at 1.1, and his FIP, which is fielding independent pitching. Just think of this as ERA, but maybe a more accurate long-term ERA. So this was by far his best year. Think of it like a 3.67 ERA. 6.7, of course. So maybe he wasn't quite as good as his 3.34 ERA would say, but he was good. I'm excited to see what he's able to do for us. Ryan Pepiot was a top target for me. Should be able to dominate left-handed pitching with that changeup. He has been consistently very good every year while we've had this franchise going. So I'm hoping that trend will continue. The FIP has been a bit higher than the ERA would suggest. So we'll see what that ends up looking like. And then Sean Burke is kind of, really hoping he's 2028 Sean Burke and not 2027 or 2026 Sean Burke. He had a 6.58 ERA with a 6.73 whip in 2027. Has a breakout year with the Yankees, even though the whip was high at 1.44. That's walks and hits per innings pitched. So this one might be the type of trade that blows up in our face a little bit. Hopefully, Sean Burke can be a piece of our rotation. We also, at the start, have to talk about assignments for top prospects. Of course, we tried to revamp the bullpen a little bit, bringing in guys like Tyler Holton. Of course, we're going to return Gregory Soto. We have Anthony Banda, Scott Efros. The bullpen I'm slightly concerned about, but I think David Dooley might be somebody that can make an impact sooner rather than later. He only throws low 90s right now. We're going to try to boost that up over time in training, but the per 9s are quite good. David Dooley will be starting at Double-A. That's where he's going to be with the Springfield Cardinals. Alden Sanchez, I believe, will join him. He is a fireballing lefty that may be ready to be up very, very soon. So I'm excited about that potential. Everyone in my comments, the prevailing thought is that David Duff is ready to come up right now. I can tell you he's not going to be coming up right now. I'm going to continue to try to run this franchise the way a team might in real life, and I don't care if he's an 81 overall. Overalls don't exist in real life. David Duff may have a chance to appear really early. I'm not afraid to promote players who deserve it. Danny Wright came up at 18 years old. There also was a likeness and equipment upgrade and update for a lot of our top players and young prospects. So I think you guys are going to see that. They're going to look more individual. I'm excited about that. But I'm not afraid to promote quickly. David Duff is just 19 years old. He is bigger than when we drafted him to fit the archetype and the natural growth that you don't see over the course of any franchise game. They come in looking 40. So when they're 28, they can look closer where they might be. He's 19 years old. So we've given him a likeness update, still keeping the beard and stuff, but We've grown him to fit the top prospect that he is with 99 potential. He's not ready for AAA yet. I'm going to assign him to AA. That's where a lot of our talent is. But for a 19-year-old with mid-70s power already, I am excited to see how quickly he will make his major league debut. He has breaking ball hitter. It's the only prospect I've drafted with a quirk so far. Also potentially has the ability to play outfield. He's not the fleetest of foot. He's not the best defender, but he should rake. I'm excited to get some player lock going with David Duff and see his potential. Chris Valdez will be starting the year at AAA. Probably. The first thing we're going to do is add him to the 40-man roster. We're starting spring training. He will be there. In order to do that, somebody's got to get kicked off the 40-man, and it's probably just going to be Cesar Prieto. I mean, we have a number of pitching prospects I don't particularly care about, but Prieto might end up just getting displaced by Chris Valdez at the major league level. I could also see Prieto, though, being our everyday backup, which is not what everyday means, but being our backup third baseman and playing so Bryant Beach can get a day off. So maybe that's actually not the best move. I think what we should do is maybe a reliever that doesn't have a defined role. And I think they're just going to be returned to us anyway, more than likely. Jesus Baez is still one of the top prospects in our system, number 11. So I don't necessarily want to remove him when he might end up being a trade candidate. George Soriano, he has not appeared for us since 2026. I'm probably okay if we remove him from the 40-man to let Chris Valdez get a shot at the major league level in spring training. So Chris Valdez is going to be wearing number 39 in spring training. The bat looks very good. I don't know what his defensive home is going to be. He can play first and third, but he can't play either well. And DH is currently a position we have shored up. And I like the potential of Nolan Gorman. I really do. I think he can be a consistent 25-plus homer bat in this lineup, if not even more. He cut down on the strikeouts a bit last year. He's walking a bit more. I like Nolan Gorman. So we re-signed him for a reason. He's under contract for 2029 and 2030. The expectation, even with David Duff waiting in the wings and Chris Valdez waiting and even closer than Duff, the expectation is that Nolan Gorman will be the everyday first baseman. He also can play second and third. We got Glaber, second base DH. We got Bryant Beach to play third. This was the rookie of the year last year. He hit 31 homers, played in 161 games, 2 triples, 24 doubles, slugged .448. I'm looking for him to raise that on base a bit. Stop striking out so much and play better defense. He was a negative WAR player, but the offensive production in the power department was so elite that we couldn't take him out of the lineup, even though he was apparently hurting us. I think year 2 is a true breakout, even though he just won Rookie of the Year. There are only so many spots in the lineup. Okay? Danny Wright, of course, will start at the major league level. We've got a bunch of good outfielders. Weatherholt is somebody that could be a long-term infielder. In real life, that's what he is. But in this team, he was playing center, and then he was playing left. He can play second, third, and short. That's where I think he may ultimately find his home. But for now, we've got Glaber Torres at the top of the lineup. He's under contract for the next 3 seasons. He's going to be the guy until he's not the guy. Victor Scott, this is kind of a tough one. He's such a great defender for us. He's got such great value. That's why the WAR he posted has been over 4 the previous 2 seasons. But he showed us something with the bat in 2027, and then it completely disappeared for 2028. Maybe not completely, but he didn't continue to grow. I'm hoping Victor Scott can truly break out this year. And it could be a make or break year for Mason Wynn. Mason Wynn is in the last year of his contract. He has not ever grown offensively. We know the value of what his defense brings. He's been a positive player for us. The bat needs to improve if he's going to sign a long-term extension, because Elly De La Cruz will be a free agent. And that might be the guy. Kevin Jacobs, of course, just drafted. The bat already looks pretty good. He can handle lefties really, really well. The defense isn't great. We're going to start him. He's only 18 years old. We're going to start him at Double-A as well. So a lot of action at Double-A. As for Rich Acevedo, he is going to start at Single-A, and Ellis Padilla will also be at Single-A. He's an outfielder who is very far away, but the exciting thing about Ellis Padilla, 98 potential. Will he ever reach that potential? That is the big question. He's 19 years old and a 55 overall. So he might not debut until he's like 23 or 24, but if we can develop him the right way, we might end up with a real star. So he's one to watch, but he's not close. In spring training, we bring in Henry Davis, Jesus Baez, Jimmy Crooks, Joshua Baez, Chris Valdez. I'm excited to see what these bats can do. Riley Green, of course, we got on the long-term extension through 2033. I think he's going to be a big, big piece at the top of our lineup. And even though some have said we needed to go out and add a big-time bat, first of all, we did with Riley Green. We've got a lot of guys who I think are ascending at the right time between Valdez and Danny Wright and Bryant Beach and then soon to be David Duff. And I think we're going to continue to develop our guys from within and not necessarily look outside of the organization just yet. I'm excited about the potential. Let's jump into spring training game number 1. So in a way, he's making his major league debut. If he's going to make the team, Chris Valdez needs to have an extraordinary spring training. I don't know how many at-bats he's going to get, but he's in the lineup today. I know a lot of people want to see Chris Valdez. He's still in his early 20s. He's obviously performed really well in the minors. But we've got to look at who helps us win the most right now, but also what makes the most sense for our roster right now. And with Nolan Gorman, with Bryant Beach, I mean, really just with our entire team, there are not a ton of spots right now for prospects. So, it's tough to promote everybody as we might want to. But we'll see what Chris Valdez looks like in the spring. He's got a chance to make the team. I'm not going to say it's a guarantee. I'm not going to say it's impossible. As Chris Valdez cuts the ball, throws to second, not in time. Dalen Lyle with 108 mile per hour exit velo back up the middle. Absolute rocket. Thought we might have had a better chance to get the runner at home, but it didn't happen. And we'll see Chris Valdez with his first AB. Nats already up 2-0. And we've seen Valdez with a great bat, and he's got a base hit. That one's going to drop in there. So Valdez 1 for 1 to start the 2029 spring training campaign. Here's J.J. Weatherholt after a great 2028, truly his first real breakout season offensively. And Valdez does run pretty well for a corner infielder, so keep that in mind. This one's got a chance to get by the catcher, but no chance to advance. 1-2. JJ had 151 hits in 139 games last year. That's great, but this might be a double play. And indeed it is. So, at least we see Chris Valdez get a hit. Didn't exactly crush it or anything, but a solid hit. And now we'll see him turn around and hit from the other side. Remember, Chris Valdez is a switch hitter. Gives him some added value in the lineup, because he can really hit both sides pretty well.
Ball.
1-1. Would love to see him get something to drive. He's got such great power. We've seen it before.
Strike 2.
There's a fastball down and in. Just catching the plate. We never really see too many mistakes. And that was a curveball that just hung up in the zone. No choice but to swing with 2 strikes. And Valdez grounds out. And then is pinch hit for in the 7th inning. So much for a great player lock. 6 hits in this one. Riley Green had 2 of them, including a double, but Dalen Lyle seemed to own us. And Chris Bubich allows a couple of runs here in the early going. And now we'll continue the player lock theme. I think that's one of the best ways to go about spring training, with everybody's favorite prospect turned rookie of the year, Bryant Beach. I'm excited for year 2. Again, the offensive production was mostly quite good last season, as Beach went 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the opening day. A spring training affair, and he pops up. Fastball on the outer third. Sky high. And Beach is set down. But I'm really excited to see what type of offensive potential he's going to show us in year number 2. Got to remember, he's only 20 years old now. Just turned 20. I think he's got untapped potential, obviously. I think he can be a superstar. I'm hoping to see that here in 2029. Ground ball at short. This could be 2. And it is. Hit it hard, but unfortunately on the ground. And that is a prime double play ball. I mean, he really did hit it hard. That's a tough play to make. And Beach starts spring training 0 for 5. We are up 5-1, though, so the bats came alive. Beach going to charge this. He was a liability last year defensively. Looking to improve this year at the hot corner. And I think we saw the attributes get better week in and week out. I think he's going to be able to play third base. You remember, you can see the chat above me during these episodes. A lot of people were saying DH, DH, first base, DH. I think Beach can stay at third. I don't think it's a gamble. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. He's going to be able to handle it. And he hits this ball high to right, but not far enough. Fly out here for Beach. Got that one elevated at least, but couldn't hit it quite hard enough. Got a little bit underneath that one. This could be a tough play. This is a tough play for Beach, who tries to barehand, throws cross body, throw on a line, not in time. Very good bunt. I think Beach made a pretty good attempt to gun down Trey Sweeney, but couldn't do it. And Bryant Beach pinch hit for, as he was mostly disappointing in this one. Riley Green homered. Tanner Bybee, 3 innings, 5 Ks, 1 earned. Glaber with a homer. Gorman goes 2 for 4 with a ribby. And I think we're going to go back-to-back player locks with Bryant Beach here. I mean, I think everybody kind of expects him to be our star player of the future. He's got 98 potential. Maybe 6th is too low in the lineup for somebody of his type of star power. And you can see Herrera, Beach, and Danny Wright all looking for their first spring training hit. It's spring training. The stats accrued here are not the end-all, be-all. But we're looking to see if somebody can get hot, be productive, and maybe earn a spot going into the season. As you see, new Cardinal Ryan Pepio taking the hill for the first time as a Card. Love to see what he's capable of. And we're already up 1-0 here, as we do get Bryant Beach batting from the number 6 spot here in the first inning. That's nice to see some offense for the boys. Max Meyer, pretty good pitcher. Beach, of course, still searching for that first hit. And this might be it! Deep to right field! Out of here! What a way for your first hit, Bryant Beach. No doubt about that one. Hit 31 of them last year in the regular season at 19 years old. And now at 20, looking to be better than ever. Think he knew he got that one? I think so. And the crowd goes mild. Good swing from Beach. And we're having a beach party. Beach ball's going crazy in the chat. As we'll face the former Cardinal, Clark Schmidt. Didn't necessarily work out for us the way we wanted him to. But we wish Clark the best in Miami. Good take from Beach. Hard cutter at 94. Ooh, there's the slider. Good change of speeds from Clark. Whether that pitch was intentional or not. Hard hit ball by Beach. And the thing that you'll notice about Bryant Beach, he hits the ball hard pretty much every time he comes up. And I think that's the mark of a good player. It's not always going to work out, but he hits the ball exceptionally hard. Exit velo's constantly over 100 miles per hour, and he goes Oppo Taco with this one. Don't know if he got enough. It's got a chance, and it's caught at the top of the wall. Runners can't advance. Beach just missed it.
Now batting.
Thought that one had a chance to get out of here. Maybe the final AB for Bryant Beach here comes with the bases loaded in a 9-2 game. That was 97 off the bat. Pulled foul. Again, this was the Rookie of the Year last year. Expectations are sky high. And that ball's hit sky high. Deep to right field. He's done it again. Bryant Beach clears the fences for the second time with a grand slam. And if that's his last at bat of the day, that's a good one. He hit 31 homers last year at just 19 years old. 40 this year at 20. We'll see. I mean, when he gets them, he gets them. That was only 101.6 off the bat. But got enough. And that, of course, would be the game. Good win for Pepio. Good win for the Cards. Beach, of course, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. But look at Nolan Gorman. 2 for 5 with a double and 3 ribbies. Glaber homers again. J.J. Weatherholt with a home run. Chris Valdez got in the lineup and didn't do much, unfortunately. But I love to see the doubles for Riley Green, Victor Scott. And then from the pitchers, Ryan Pepio was nice. Cade Anderson came in and was effective. Mick Abel was effective. I'm trying to make it work with Mick Abel as a starter, but he may be displaced. But again, a lot of spring training left to go. We're going to see what our pitchers can do. Cade Anderson, is fighting to make the team. So I'm hoping we can see him perform well. And we're going to go to the pitching side of things and see what the newest Cardinal Sean Burke can do after Bybee and Pepio pitched fairly well. Let's see Sean Burke. Already a 1-0 lead. And this is what Sean Burke's working with. We're going to be tied here. That was a fastball down the middle. He didn't miss it. Not a great first pitch here for Burke. Snake, thanks for the front. Yeah, I mean, that was a hittable fastball. Dalen Lyle got it. What can you say? Hey, look to bounce back. James Wood trying to go back-to-back.
Ball.
Listen, pitching's hard. These are professional hitters. Slider. Okay. Slider might not be a bad pitch for Burke. We're just trying to figure out what's effective for him. And you know what? I think this curveball is going to be a winner. I think we're going to find success with this pitch. Curveball, slider. He's got to get the fastball up, probably. And not down the middle. The way we threw it to Dalen Lyle. There's the big strikeout. James Wood elevates, and we celebrate with his first strikeout. Obviously, it's just spring training. And, dude, what pitchers do in spring training, they're messing with some things, experimenting, trying new pitches, potentially new grips. Oh, nice snag from Bryant Beach. Does that look like what a DH would do?
Right fielder,
Thing was ripped. He can play third base. And he's going to play it well. Bryant Beach has the potential of one of the best players in the league. It's our job to help him get there. And I hope that he will. But I'll tell you what, I also expect that he will. Expectations for Bryant Beach are sky high. We all think it.
Nope,
We're all hoping he can get there. And we'll see. I'll tell you, the thing I am noticing about Burke, like I do with a lot of these pitchers on this difficulty, Hall of Fame or so, a lot of foul balls. Tough to put away hitters. I think that's a strike. Spencer Steer is a new nat. We're up 7-1. And that actually just misses. Bryant Beach again, making it look easy. Non-ball knowers will say Beach can't play third. It's true. They do say that.
Hey.
And I think Beach is showing everybody that he can play third base. Can Danny Wright play the outfield? Maybe so. Diving catch. He's not known for his defense at all, but he got a decent jump. He laid out, and he made the diving play. Danny Wright. Okay. I mean, those are the type of plays that you need to make if you want to prove that you can be more than just a bench bat and a quad A player. And you project as a good hitter, that's fine. Can you play defense? The answer we thought was not really. And we might need to reevaluate that conclusion because that is a phenomenal play by the 19-year-old outfielder. Already at the major league level. This ball hit back at Danny Wright. He'll make it look easy because it really should have been. What an inning for Danny Wright. A couple of putouts, one particularly impressive, I might add. Eli Willis hitting .462. Sean Burke fastball is kind of low to mid-90s. I wouldn't call it particularly overpowering.
That's ball two.
Thought that might have been there. Maybe just missed.
Yeah.
But that one catches, supposedly. It was higher, so that does make sense. Oh, that's a great spot with the 12-6. Trying to throw it for a strike. Willett's frozen. And we'll walk back to the bench.
Nope, that's a ball.
This ball's hit hard, but at Riley Green, thankfully. Burke settling in. Probably won't go more than, a couple innings more than this. I think probably just the 3 would be good. It is his first outing of spring training. And he's trying to get back at Dalen Lyle for the solo shot. He does. I mean, it was really just the one big mistake. And we'll turn to Cade Anderson. Mostly been working out of the pen here in spring training. I think that's totally okay. Has yet to allow a run. Hopefully that trend continues as we win again. Another good outing. Riley Green, 4 for 4, 3 homers and a double. J.J. Weatherholt, homer and a triple. Bryant Beach, 2 for 4 with a double. Mason Wynn also doubled. Chris Valdez, 0 for 1, unfortunately. Raniel, 0 for 1. Joshua Baez didn't end up with an at-bat in this one. Couple of walks for Gorman. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I really am. Sean Burke thought looked pretty good. Cade shut it down. I really want to develop him as a starter, of course. But if the options in the bullpen to start the year are worse than Cade Anderson, maybe he works out of the pen as a long reliever to start for us. It's not ideal, but I'm not going to say it's not possible. Mick Abel could definitely work in long relief. In fact, I might even call that likely. We'll see. Mason Wynn trying to hit for the cycle in spring training. We're down 11-5, unfortunately. The pitching has not been stellar in this one, but we're not going to be able to go out there and allow one run or fewer in every game. Tom Cosgrove has yet to allow a run through 4 innings of spring training so far. But Mason Wynn, who we called out for lack of offensive development, is at least showing something here early in spring training. We'll see if he can continue. I don't really care if he hits for the cycle in spring training or really even at all, but I want to see a more consistent bat. I'd love to see him add some power. And listen, if we have to pay him more money because he showed us something offensively, I'm comfortable doing that. I don't want to take the risk and sign Mason Wynn to like a 10-year contract only for him to still be a middling hitter and just completely average at the plate, if that. I'd rather give the money to Ellie De La Cruz.
Nice shot.
Mason, thanks for the prime. And he'll get another AB here. This time off Josh Hader. We're fighting back in this game. It's 11-8. Runner on second. Mason Wynn, deep fly ball to left field. If it's fair, it's gone. It's foul. Just early on the hanging slider. Hader can't make a mistake as bad as that one.
Ball.
409 in spring training. I don't know if he's going to even finish spring training hitting 280, but it's certainly an encouraging start. That one will not drop in, and that very likely will be the game. See if we can rally here with 2 outs. It's 11-9. Joshua Baez has a chance here. First and second. Valdez leads off of first. Victor Scott at second. Josh Baez off to a slow start. And that won't continue. Base hit. Victor Scott scores. We're down by 1. Jay, thanks for the tier 1. Nick, thanks for the prime sub. We might not be dead yet. It's Jesus Baez with an at-bat. He's our number 11 prospect. He's got a chance to make the team. We're looking for bench bats. 0-2, ball put in play up the middle. He's got a chance to leg this out. We're tied. It's 11-11. Infield single for Jesus Baez. He just placed it perfectly. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. Correa not with the range or the arm that he used to have. But that's not relevant because that was Jose Caballero. We're into the 10th. The cardiac cards exist even in spring training. We know what type of arm Mason Wynn has, so that's a routine play. But I'd love to win it now. I mean, we've made it this far. It's 12-12. Runner on second. 2 outs. Base hit wins it for us. Danny Wright leads off a second. He's got 91 speed here. Mason Wynn, no chance for the cycle. Danny Wynn takes off for third. You don't need to do that, big dog. There's no reason to go. You will score on a single. And Mason Wynn pops up on a hanging slider. We'll go to the 11th. Komodo Jackson, thanks for the tier 1. I respect Danny Wright trying to make a play. He's an aggressive base runner, but oh my goodness. Cade Anderson in for the 11th. Showtime for Mason Wynn. We didn't quite time that up. I always forget the mechanic with that. It isn't just press A as soon as you see it. You got to time it. That's my mistake. Mason Wynn starts at second. He is the ghost runners. He made the final out. Need a hit to score him. We're going to try to take off for third. Here's a throw. It's high. Oh, and it's past him into the outfield. Did not locate the ball, but we're in a really good position to score here and tie things up at 13. Because obviously you want to play extras in spring training. It actually doesn't even exist. Mason Wynn will tag and score easily. It's 13-13. And Chris Valdez is up. Has homered in this game. Has 2 hits in this game. Chris Valdez could win it. Smokes it. 3-hit day for Valdez. 1 out rally. Okay, Chris. You want to make the team? This is how you do it. It's a good swing. Danny Wright, 3 for 6 with a pair of doubles, by the way. He could win it. 2 on, 2 out. Wright smokes it to the gap. Deep to right center. That ball gets down. Finally, we have won it. Danny Wright would have had another double. That's only going to count as a single, but what a day for Danny Wright. A lot of offense in this one. It looked over. It looked like we had no chance. Danny Wright is the spring training hero. And he's another guy fighting for a roster spot, fighting for playing time. If Danny Wright's on fire and Joshua Baez is not, we might have a situation where Joshua Baez does not play as much this year. He won 2027 Rookie of the Year. 2028 was not so good. But, of course, Baez with a homer, 4 RBIs in this one. There's an opportunity. These guys are battling it out. 18 hits for the Astros, 22 for us. Chris Valdez is a pinch hitter with a homer and had 3 hits overall. It says only 2, but that's not accurate. We saw him get his 3rd. Herrera with a double. Mason Wynn, Danny Wright with a double. Even though it said more. I'm so confused. Prieto with a double. And Wynn, Weatherholt, and Baez with homers. Did the stats not match what they were showing? I'm slightly confused. You know what? It wouldn't be a spring training episode of Cardinals franchise. We're getting into opening day as well here very shortly. But it wouldn't be a spring training episode without a Jimmy Crooks at bat. Runners on the corners, top of the 8th, 2 outs. Jimmy Crooks digs in versus the righty, Ronnie Enriquez. He throws gas. He really is just fantastic in real life when healthy, but Jimmy Crooks could be better. Potentially on the verge of a call-up in real life. He might actually make the team here for us as well in 2029. Enriquez is just throwing gas. 0-2 for Crooks. Have not been able to catch up to the heater. There it is at 100. Crooks is battling, though. I think we try to get Victor Scott to second base. He will get there. Maybe had an opportunity to score from third on the throw, but did not go. Base hit now likely gives us the lead. I mean, almost certainly. 2-2. I think he's probably going to want to stick to the fastball and not this sweeper. Here is the 2-2 with 2 on and 2 outs. And it's strike 3. Got by Jimmy Crooks. He can't steal one away. And we do not rally to win. Just 5 hits in this one. Very low scoring. Danny Wright had 2 of them, by the way. So he's on fire right now. We got Danny Wright with an opportunity. Home team down by 1. Wright has been hot, but does not have a hit today. Down by 1. Only 6 hits total for us. We were 6-1 to start. We've lost the last 2. We need Danny Wright to show up. I will say, to be 18 years old at the major league level is crazy. Every opportunity he had last year, in the player lock moments, in general, just really didn't come through very often. I'm hoping this year at 19 years old, if he manages to stay up with the MLB team, I'm hoping he will come through just a little bit more often. I've still got high expectations for him, as the tying run that was already in scoring position moves to 3rd. Danny Wright, if you saw one thing about him last year, who knows what Danny Wright would do? Let me know in the chat. 3-0. Mason win on deck. But I'll tell you, Danny Wright would fly out every single time. Fly ball would actually help us out here. And that's what we're looking at. Whoa, no, oh, jeez. I forgot it's not player lock. I was just sending Danny Wright around, and that sent the runner off 3rd, and we couldn't tag on that. It's spring training, but that's annoying. But yeah, it was the fly out. That he did the job. Unfortunately, did not result in anything. I did not get fired, actually. I was extended. So, when you guys learn what an extension looks like. My contract expired, because that was the number of years that it was, and they were so happy with my ability as a general manager that they offered me a new contract. Said, please come back, Gene Dangus. And I said, you know what? Fine. I've got a lot of offers right now, but I will stay. And it's going to pay off, as this Cardinals team will be a playoff team in 2029. I guarantee it. We will be a playoff team. We've drafted well. We've made good signings. The roster's coming together at the right time. I don't care about a spring training result. Come on. Jesus Baez with a double. Chris Valdez as well. Ryan Yell homered. Mason Wynn homered. Unfortunately, Anthony Banda takes the loss. We actually lost 3 straight here and then won a bunch straight. Glaber's homered in this one. Pete Alonso's an Astro. Wright and Scott, a lot of speed at first and second base. Sajazi versus HITTER. Sajazi is 1 for 19 with a home run here in spring training, which is not great because I anticipate that he's going to play third base some days against lefties, and Bryant Beach will get the day off. I'd love to see Thomas Sajazi hit just a little bit better. Or a lot better would probably be good. Come on, Thomas. Hit him home. Ground ball to short. Caballero takes low off the bag. Everybody's safe. Even though that was not... I mean, the ball was hit actually fairly hard, 96, but on the ground. Could have been 2. Josh Baez ground ball. This should give us the lead. Not going to be an RBI. He doesn't run it out. He's out at 1. Run doesn't score. You got to be kidding me. Astros end up winning. All we had to do was avoid the double play. Glaber homered. Riley Green and Nolan Gorman homered. Danny Wright with a 2-hit day. Nice outing for Sean Burke. 5 innings here. 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, but no earned runs. Honestly, wish he was a little bit more locked down in terms of keeping runners off the bases, but that's okay. We're 15-8 in spring training. It is just spring training. The record does not matter. But I think it's worth noting that we are performing well, and we're managing to beat teams. And we're a double play away from forcing extras, even though that doesn't actually exist in spring training. I think Harry Ford is the perfect guy to get out. He gets out a lot. Danny Wright with a very bad jump in the outfield, but will make the catch. He's very bad defensively. I know we saw the diving catch. That was a great moment for him. I don't know how consistent that's going to be. He does not have a good arm, but we really expect the bat to be awesome. Haven't fully seen that yet. But, well, we saw it in the minors. Danny Wright absolutely tore up minor league pitching. Again, he's only 19 years old. Had 2 hits today. We might end up platooning where Danny Wright plays against righties and Joshua Baez plays against lefties. And they start in, one of the corner outfield spots. I mean, that's absolutely a possibility. And we'll check out the spring training numbers here for the Grapefruit League. Didn't really show off a lot of the pitching, and I think that's completely okay. Chris Bubich had a 4.88 ERA, 1.38 whip. Tanner Bybee wasn't much better, but Ryan Pepio did pitch well. Sean Burke, for the most part, did not. Liberatore was locked in 21 innings. Didn't see anything from McGreevy. Cade Anderson was mostly pretty good. Didn't see Dick Fitz or Liam Doyle at all. But Mick Abel was very solid. I mean, you're fighting for a rotation spot. I don't know why Bryson Motts is playing way more than Liam Doyle or Richard Fitz or Michael McGreevy. It's a little bit annoying from MLB The Show. They don't work in the correct pitchers at all. So that is frustrating. The bullpen, for the most part, looked absolutely locked down. So I'm excited that these guys are pitching well. Mason Miller wasn't crazy good, but it's a small sample size. It's spring training. David Dooley obviously did not get the invite. Ryan Yell, working mostly as a backup catcher, had 2 homers and 24 at-bats. Ivan Herrera goes into the season red hot, hitting .356 with 2 homers. Henry Davis, 0 for 10. Jimmy Crooks, barely better. Did a homer, though, spring training demon. And then Gorman hit .286. 18 runs, 13 ribbies, 3 homers. David Duff obviously did not get the invite. Glaber with 5 spring training home runs. Sajazi was mostly terrible. Bryant Beach hit .329 with 6 home runs. Slugging .630 with an OPS over 1,000 so far in spring training. Also stole 4 bases. Chris Valdez, .323. Also did manage to homer. Very nice from him. Mason Wynn, 5 home runs. Oh, really nice. Jesus Baez, .357. And only 14 ABs did homer. Doug Marlin might see AA for the first time this year. Riley Green, 11 home runs. Hit .296. Weatherholt found the power with 4 homers, but only .213. Danny Wright up to .296. And also did, of course, have that home run. Victor Scott, .325. Love to see that. Chase Davis actually hit okay. And then Joshua Baez hit .300 with 3 homers. Mostly saw left-handers. We might end up with a platoon type of situation. I'll tell you what, man. What a spring training for Chris Valdez. I mean, it wasn't that crazy. 828 OPS is good, right? He had 2 doubles and a homer in his 31 at-bats. 10 hits overall. That's nice. But unfortunately for Chris Valdez, he's going to go back down to AAA. He is on the 40-man, though. I think the expectation is that he will come up at some point in the near future, just not right now. And we got to make some hard decisions on a lot of other players. I really like what Jesus Baez was able to do, but I'm not sure that he's going to make the team. And then in the outfield, between Green, Weatherholt, Wright, Scott, and Baez, there's just no spot at the major league level for Chase Davis. Just not going to happen. And then with our pitching, our rotation's going to be opening up as Bubic, Bybee, Pepio, Burke, Liberatore. We've got a spot for a long reliever, but I don't want that to be Cade. I'm working him as a starter. Liam Doyle, working as a starter. Richard Fitz has a chance to be a long reliever. Roby's going to go down to AAA. Actually, he's out of options, which means he's currently put on waivers. Went through that one a bit fast. I don't know that he'll ever make an impact. I'm not really too mad if some team claims him, but he could have been trade value. So that's not my favorite thing that just happened. But yeah, it's a tough call. Mounts is out of options. Reverser, we're going to move down to AA. Jerpy would have to pass through waivers. But he's going to. He's not going to make the team, so he's got to go down through waivers then, which is fine. Relievers, Zach Thompson's on the edge. I mean, Henry Davis just stinks. I think he's probably going to go down to AAA. I actually hope he gets claimed. That might have been a bad signing. And we will simulate to the end of spring training. So, we've got to start our regular season adventure here. And figure out exactly who's going to be where. I'll update you guys on how the organization looks in a moment. Opening day is here. Clean slate on all the stats. We figured out where everybody's going to be. This is the opening day lineup. Danny Wright is in the lineup. Joshua Baez and Danny Wright are, at least to start the year, going to work out of a platoon. That's the current idea. Maybe one elevates and ascends. I know Joshua Baez is a former Rookie of the Year, but when we face a lineup full of righties, it makes sense to have a good number of lefties in there to take advantage of the matchup. Danny Wright is someone that can hit against both sides. I mean, Joshua Baez is also somebody that can hit against both sides, but I think this is the best version of the lineup we can put out right now. I know everyone has their own ideas about how it should be done, who should be where, who should be traded, who should be signed. But I've decided to set it up this way. Obviously, the results haven't fully been there through 3 seasons. You can see our projected leaders. Chris Valdez apparently is going to lead us in batting average at 274. And then it's Riley Green for basically everything else. I think these projections are way off, by the way. And they typically are. But they're projections for a reason. We are projected to win 84 wins and finish 3rd in the NL Central. No. We're going to win more than 84 games. And this is a guy who's going to be a big reason why. I'll take the over. If you want to say over-under 84 and a half wins, I'll take the over. I will. Chris Bubic, lead us to the promised land. Here's one of the best young hitters in the game. Kevin McGonigal.
Ball 2.
Buzz the tower at 91. Love to see it, Chris. Let him know what time it is. That's strike 2. That's all that is. Here's strike 3.
Ball
Okay,
3.
good take. Good take. Will he take the slider, though? He won't. Strike 3. McGonigal down at the hands of Chris Bubich. See the lineup we're going to face. You can see the numbers here. A lot of lefties. Luis Garcia, Colt Keith, Bryce Rayner, Max Clark. A lot of their young prospects are up. But we've got the lefty-lefty platoon advantage for Chris Bubich. And this is a deep fly ball to right that'll send Danny Wright back. But hit on the line. Danny Wright able to track it down. It was a hit a little bit higher in the air. Maybe that had a chance to get out of here, but it stayed in the yard. Here is Dylan Dingler. Actually quite a good hitter in real life. Kind of interesting. I feel like he came out of nowhere. But not a particularly big threat here in the game, although he is hitting third for the Tigers. I'm looking for Bubich to continue to shred. 1, 2, 3 inning, couple of Ks. Dingler down by way of the K. Chris Bubich looking like our ace. And we'll be facing a player that we tried to go out and sign multiple times. Sandy Alcantara has picked other teams every time. Now he comes back to St. Louis as the ace of the Tigers. Tara Skubal, remember, is a Brave. And hopefully we can get to him.
Did he go?
J.J. Weatherholt leads off for us. I think really, truly enjoyed a breakout season for us last year. I hope that was not just a fluke year and really a sign of things to come. I think J.J. Weatherholt can be one of the top hitters in the game. And I'm excited to see him reach that potential. Full count. Sandy typically has incredible stamina and goes really deep in the game. So if we can drive this pitch count up early, we might be able to get him out of the game. And he's a really good pitcher, so that's going to be the goal. It's already up to 8 pitches here against Gleyber Torres. You know, some are thinking Glaber's the odd man out, but at the end of the day, this is such a high on base guy that hits for power for us. You really can't take away how valuable he is to our lineup currently, even if it only is as a designated hitter. Rayner playing center tracks it down. And you'll see Riley Green. Both pitchers looking to go 1, 2, 3 to start opening day. Riley Green trying to make it 1-0 right now. Come on, Riley. Good swing. There's a base hit. No perfect game for Sandy today. Good knock. And you will remember, in the regular season, we are currently on a 12-game losing streak. I didn't outline it much to start this episode, but we lost 12 in a row to miss out on the playoffs when they looked all but guaranteed. We have not won a game in a long time. Of course, it's opening day. That's true for every team, but we didn't win our final game of the year. We didn't even come close. 3-2 to Nolan. Big power. People want him traded. I want to believe in him. He works the walk, so a little bit of a 2-out rally going. And we'll see Bryant Beach for the first time. He's been moved up a bit in the order, hitting 5th. And hopefully will show us that that was the right call. Bryant Beach, pretty good swing on this one. Going to take the left fielder all the way back, and he'll make the catch. It's Max Clark on the dirt. On the track there, just in front of the left field wall. Bryant Beach thought he got it, but just missed. Good swing, though. We're getting to Sandy a little bit here. Hopefully the runs will start to follow. Need Chris Bubich to settle in. It was a good first inning. Wasn't entirely economical, but getting an early out there on Wencel Perez certainly does help. Big swing and a miss. And hopefully another one. Strike 3. Swing and a miss for Luis Garcia. 4 Ks already for Chris Bubich. Did he not have 2 strikeouts in the first inning? I said he did. Am I crazy? Said that was his 3rd strikeout. Here's Colt Keith. I guess will be number 4. Maybe I was just ahead of my time. And he does get a piece. Want to try to elevate? I mean, Chris Bubic does not have overpowering stuff, but he is deceptive. He is deceptive. Colt Keith staying alive. And he's just going to continue to foul off pitches here. I mean, I want to go sweeper, slider, fastball to the lefty. He hits this one fairly well. Victor Scott's going to get to this one easily. And that is a good top of the 2nd for Chris Bubic. Oh, okay. Why did I think he had 2 this inning? Maybe I just thought it was going to happen? Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Raniel Rodriguez getting the start. It's weird to not have Ivan Herrera in the lineup. But at least to start the year, I'm going to have Raniel playing more against righties. And going to have Ivan Herrera, obviously, is somebody we go to against lefties and a catcher off the bench. I might end up like keeping 3 catchers on the 26-man the entire year. Like, that's a strong possibility. We're going to see. I want Herrera in there. I want him getting regular at-bats. But we got a lot of good bats. Danny Wright is one of them. He sends it deep as well. These lefties are hitting the ball a long way. Just can't quite get them down or out. Wright flies out just in front of the track. We've had some pretty good swings so far. Just not a lot to show for it. Sandy's doing just enough to keep these hitters in the yard. Pitch count closing in on 40, though. Three and 2. Trying to get back to the top of the order. Would love to do it this inning. And that is going to be another fly out. I mean, Sandy's still throwing at 99, running it up near 100 miles per hour. It's tough to time it up right now. And let's see if we can figure that out as this game goes deeper. Maybe a sinker here to Rayner. Been pitching well so far. But it's not like Bubic has been completely untouchable. But a lot of lefties in this lineup. Strike 3, slider, got him looking. Well-executed pitch by Bubic. There's strikeout number 4. It's a good spot. I mean, we're throwing that to be a swing and miss pitch, but I mean, Rayner couldn't even get the bat off the shoulder.
That's a ball.
I think that's a strike. 2-1 to not go 3-1. Let's challenge that. I think that caught. Indeed it did. 1 and 2. Or not to go 2-1, excuse me. And strike 3. Elevated fastball sits down Antonio Chavez. Remember him in the draft, I'm pretty sure. 5 Ks for Bubic. This is ace-level stuff from our ace. Swing and a miss by Max Clark. Will he do it again on a pitch just even more off the plate? Got to make it closer than that, I think. Hit hard, but Beach snares it at third. If you watch spring training, you know I was talking about it. People saying Bryant Beach can't play third base. Saying he's a designated hitter. I question that. I just think he was a 19-year-old rookie last year, and you didn't see him play perfect defense at the hot corner. I think this year will be different as Victor Scott gets one in the air. Max Clark is there. And we are back to the top of the order. I mean, we've had some good swings off Sandy. Just not a ton to show for it right now, unfortunately. We will hopefully turn that around. Come on, JJ. This lineup's going to get going. I mean, obviously it's going to be tougher to hit on opening day. You're facing the opposing team's best pitcher. These are usually lower scoring games. That's why we're trying to get to this bullpen. Sandy at 47 pitches right now. It's going to be a 50-plus pitch inning. And maybe even more than that, J.J. Weatherholt with a base hit. His first of the year. Like that.
Up next for the Cardinals.
And here's Glaber. Made pretty good contact last time out. Just, again, nothing to show for it. Sandy's done a pretty good job so far. Worried about the Weatherholt steal, though. Okay. We'll see if JJ takes off. But it's 3-1. Maybe no reason to. Although this could be a great pitch to steal on. We won't go. Glaber, chopper. Going to be tough to turn to. But they'll do it. That is a tough pitch. Sandy gets what he needed. It was a tough result from Glaber. Sinker dotted at the knees. Back to the slider. Ground ball at Mason Wynn. Great defender. Easy play for him. Torkelson hit the ball hard last time out. 2-1. Brought it back to 2-2. And this is where we want to live with the changeup. Torque staying alive. Can he hit the fastball? Got the bat to it. Staying alive. Sweeper inside out. Weatherholt's there. 2 away. Bubic is rolling so far. Been very effective. There's been some loud contact, but no damage so far against Bubic. And there's another strikeout. Dingler. By way of the K again. Chris Bubic is dealing through 4. This is the player we went out and traded for. We're getting the results we were looking for. No question. Ground ball. Riley Green looking to be 2 for 2. Diving stop. Green off the hop. Torkelson with the pick. Gun down at first. Wow. Luis Garcia. Ranging to his right, up the middle. Diving stop. And a good pick by Torkelson. The defense behind Sandy is just making plays. Gorman, who everybody seems to want to see traded, hit 25 home runs last year. I'll take that any day of the week. 3-1. Good take from Gorman. Looking for a second walk, but we'll take his first hit if this one's going to drop, and it will. Outfielder can't get to it. Rayner falls down. Clark to back him up, but it's a double for Gorman here with 1 out. Let's go, Nolan. This is the guy they don't want to see win.
Third baseman, number 13.
It's a good swing. Runner in scoring position for the 2028 Rookie of the Year. I'm sure the beach balls are about to start flying in chat.
Ball, that's out.
Nearly a 3-run homer his last time up. Might take a 2-run shot here. And it's ripped to second base. 110 off the bat, right to Garcia, who's stolen a couple in this inning alone. Frustrating. Beach has hit the ball well. Nothing to show for it so far. It was 110 off the bat. And that's 103 off the bat. The ground ball to end the inning. Ryan Yell retired. And we'll move to the 5th. I'll tell you, every time we jump in with Bubic, he's down 2-1 in the count. We got to battle back. And Bubic every time has battled back. But this might be the big pitch here. 3-2. Could it be the biggest pitch of the game? Well, either way, Wencel Perez says, do it again. 3-2. Struck him out. Bubic with the changeup, not giving in to Perez. 7 Ks for Chris. absolutely on fire, executing so well right now. That changeup is crushing the righties. And the slider and the sweeper are doing a good job to locate, land, and fool lefties.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Ground ball at Weatherholt. He makes that look easy. Garcia sat down. It's Colt Keith trying to start something with 2 outs. And he might. Diving stop by Weatherholt. But Colt Keith with the infield single. Bubic was absolutely dialed in. But Colt Keith takes a sinker off the plate and manages to muscle it enough up the middle of the field and get the first base hit of the game for a Tiger. First base runner of the game by the Tigers. As Bryce Rayner will hit the ball hard to Danny Wright. That is the 3rd out of the inning. Tough MLB debut for Bryce Rayner so far. But his team is still right in it. 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Looking for something to break up the 0-0 stalemate. Maybe it's right here. Maybe it's right now. Maybe it's not. Big spot for Danny. Leading off an inning. A hit would be so big, and he hit it hard, and we're hitting it hard. Off Sandy all game. That's 105 off the bat, but straight into the ground. It's a hanging circle change. Stayed down the middle. Just couldn't do much with it. Show me a base hit. It's 100 off the bat again. And it's a line out. It's been a lot of line outs, fly outs, hard ground outs. How does he keep getting away with this? See, Victor Scott, part of his value is how good he is defensively.
Yep,
A Gold Glove a couple of years ago for us. Looking to win one again here in 2029. But I'd also love to see the bat level up a bit. I thought it was moving in that direction and then kind of plateaued a bit. But that could be extra bases for Victor Scott. That's hit to the gap. And you know, with his wheels, it absolutely will be extra bases. A 2-out double for Scott here off Sandy. We'll see if we can finally bring him in. And we really are hitting the ball so hard. Finally, something to show for it. Weatherholt looking for his 2nd hit. And that one gets back up the middle. And not even hit particularly hard, but it gives us the lead. 1-0 Cards on the Weatherholt RBI single. Let's go, JJ. If Sandy would have made a play on that, oh my goodness. That would have been crazy. But we're on the board. Hopefully Glaber can extend this 2-out rally. Sandy up to 88 pitches. It's a tough pitch there. Glaber 0 for 2. Double play his last time up. But a base hit this time as Weatherholt stops at 2nd. Back-to-back singles here for the Cardinals to bring up the slugger, Riley Green. 3-run homer would be incredible right now. Sandy is floundering a bit, and that's extra bases as well. Riley Green back to that left center field gap. 2 runs should score. Riley Green with a 2 RBI double as that throw to the plate is not in time. 3-0 St. Louis. We surely should be knocking Sandy out of the game. That's what, 4 straight hits? A couple for extra bases? You absolutely love to see it, and that will be the day for Sandy. A lot of luck in this one for him. I don't think he pitched particularly well, but got outs up until we started doing something here in this 5th inning. They're going to bring on Brennan Hanafy to face Nolan Gorman. Crowd is getting into it. Gorman with an extra base hit and a walk. I'd take either here, but an extra base hit would be especially nice. You can guarantee that Riley Green would score from second on it. But the fastball beats him. Good timing, but fouled straight back. 2-2. Late that time, but too close of a pitch to take. We'll do it again. Come on, Nolan. I believe in you. And he is hit on the pitch. Slider in off the plate. No attempt to swing at that. And we will earn a base the hard way. And now it's Bryant Beach. 2 on, 2 out, 2 strikes. He's hit the ball far. He's hit the ball hard. Looking to get rewarded, and now he's hit hard. Hannafy again misses with a slider. Beach drilled in the back. And the bases are loaded as Rangel tries to make it rain here at Busch. Hanging slider dropped in for a strike. 1-2. Slider misses wildly. Hannafy cannot control the pitch. 2-2. A base hit blows it wide open. Rangel Rodriguez stays alive. Good changeup from Hannafy. His best located pitch of the inning. And he gets the sinker by Rodriguez. Strike 3. We get a couple runs across the board. We'll take that. But the opportunity was there for a lot more. And Rangel, who's getting the start over Ivan Herrera today, cannot deliver. Unfortunate. As Bubic is back out for the 6th. Let's locate this changeup.
Ball 3.
It's a well-executed pitch. Chavez doesn't even think about it.
Ball 4.
And he works the walk.
First base.
Now batting, left fielder.
So a hit and a
number
walk.
84.
Only base runners we've seen so far against Bubic, but might be able to eliminate Chavez with a timely double play. And you get Max Clark on the ground, and he hits it very hard to right. Back-to-back base runners reach to start the inning.
Up next for the Tigers.
Now it's Kevin McGonigal. Got to try to get him on the ground with that sinker. Strikeout's not a bad idea either. That's what we're pitching for. Strike 3! McGonigal down looking. He does not like the call. He's going to challenge, and he is wrong. It catches the bottom of the plate. Strike 3. And a big strikeout for Chris Bubic. Now at 94 pitches. Trying to get out of the 6th. How does Torque not consider that? We're going back to the changeup. Ground ball. Base hit. Do they run on Danny Wright? They're going to try it. He doesn't have much of an arm. The run will score, and the Tigers are on the board.
Up next for the Tigers, catcher Dylan Dingler.
At this point, we might consider getting the pen up and moving. It's a good pitch, too. Torkelson just inside outs it to right field. And Bubic now at 99 pitches. We're going to get a mound visit going. We got the bullpen ready to go. One and one to Dingler. Fastball hit deep to left. So deep that this should get a run in. Tigers have brought it to within 1.
Up next for the Tigers, right fielder Wenzel Perez.
Bubic now at 103 pitches. Got to deal with Wenzel Perez. 1-2. To end the day strong. Ground ball. Bubic snares it. Throw on to first. And we're out of it. Tigers bring it to within 1. Bubic pitched, really well, but they got something going in the 6th, and
Right fielder.
We've got a game now.
29.
Hannafy stays out there for Detroit. Need to see if we can push some runs back across the board when you strike out with the bases loaded. 2 outs. It's never a good thing. This should be an infield single, though, for Danny Wright. He beats it out easily.
Up next for the Cardinals.
See Mason win.
Stop. Mason wins.
Danny Wright takes off for second. Not a great jump. Win fouls off the sinker. Trying to stay out of the double play. Wright takes off again. Good pitch to run on. No chance. As the speedy Wright swipes second. Look at the wheels. Not a great jump, but hopefully that ability improves over his time in the big leagues. Does swipe the base easily with his speed. He's an aggressive base runner. Now it's a runner in scoring position with nobody out.
That's ball 3.
Slider. Got a chance to drop in, but just low. Full count, 3-2 for a win. Give me a base hit, Mason. Strike 3. Slider brought him down to his knees.
Center fielder.
Break it in the front door.
Got the
Mason just
second.
can't get any wood on it, unfortunately. It's a sick pitch. I mean, it started near wood. Win swings and misses. Good timing, too. Better pitch. Here's Victor Scott. Chopper. This could be a really tough play at first base. Scott runs so well. Not in time. Swinging bunt for Victor Scott.
Second baseman.
Puts runners on the corners with only 1 down.
Weather hole.
Look at the speed. Really close play at first, but Scott obviously does beat it out. And here's the top of the order. J.J. Weatherholt with a couple of hits today.
Hey.
Scott swipes second easily. Weatherholt, no swing to allow the stolen base, but now we've got 2 strikes. Two and 2. Such a big spot in this game. 1 down, a base hit scores 2. Fly ball hopefully gets 1 across.
Ball, that's out.
Sinker just misses 3-2. That's as close as it gets. What a take from Weatherholt. Doesn't take this one. We're going to hopefully get to third here. Run scores. Victor Scott gets to third. Maybe an unnecessarily risky throw, but McGonigal just trying to get the out. And he does. That'll do it for Hannafy.
For Detroit.
They'll turn to
Number
Troy Melton.
52. Troy Melton. Up next
Come
for
on,
the
Glaber.
Cardinals.
Base hit
Designated
scores Scott
hitter,
easily.
Glaber Torres.
That's what we need. Fastball down the middle. Glaber all over it, but all under it. Pops up to end the inning, ending the scoring threat. It's 4-2. Bubic is done, but 3 lefties means that we'll turn to a lefty of our own. We're going to try Bryson Motts here on opening day. See what he's good for.
For the Cardinals.
4-seam slider, changeup,
Number
2-seam mix.
52.
Cordy and Cope, thank you guys for the subs. And we'll see if we can play the matchups here, lefty-lefty. I don't know if he's going to be in our bullpen in 24 hours, but he's in our bullpen right now. And he gets Luis Garcia. Colt Keith hit a sinker in off the plate last time. Might pitch him away, and there's the slider, strike 3.
Now got
Keith swings and misses.
number 21.
And here's Rayner in his MLB debut. Hit the ball very hard to right field last time.
Ball, that's off the plate.
So we do need to be careful. Chopper, Mounts is there. Throws on to first. 1-2-3 easy inning. As these Tigers will continue to see lefties with the lineup they've put out there.
Leading off for the Cardinals.
We'll see 3, 4, 5. Heart of our order.
Green.
Ball,
Troy Melton's going to, throw heaters down the middle. Glaber maybe couldn't do it, but These guys at 3, 4, 5 will make you pay. Full count to Green, looking for something else. I don't like Troy Melton. He releases the ball in a way that I don't really pick it up until it's too late. Riley Green, good piece, but just foul. Come on, Riley. Take the walk.
Take your base.
Very good at bat against Troy Melton.
For the Cardinals.
See how much longer he's going to go.
Nolan.
It's Nolan Gorman. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. And he's doubled. Now would be a good time for a homer. Ooh. Yeah, that fastball gets in on you in a hurry. Real late that time. Slider. Gorman manages to just get a piece. 1 and 2.
3.
Cutter. Gorman can't pull the trigger. Catches the bottom of the zone for strike 3. We'll see Bryant Beach, who was hit last time, up.
That's ball 2.
That is true. People who hold up big signs at games are annoying. Come on, Bryant. Big opportunity. Cutter down the middle. Bryant Beach way out in front of it. Slider misses up and away. Melton's all over the place. Here's the 3-2. Back up the middle. Beach with his first hit of the year. Finally rewarded for a good piece of hitting.
Now batting.
He wasn't going to line out and fly out forever. Ripped back up the middle. First time watching, cool stream. I appreciate you, Deeds.
Ball, that's out.
Ryan struck out last time with the bases juiced. Big opportunity here with runners on first and second. He's 0 for 3 today. Although we have not had an opportunity to get Ivan Herrera in the game. This is looking to be another unfortunate mistake here with runners in scoring position. As Raniel pops up. And very quickly are there 2 away.
Now
And we'll see
batting.
Danny Wright.
Right fielder. Number
Did hit a home run
29.
last year. He came up at just 18 years old, has struggled to stay healthy at times. But I don't question the hit tool. I don't question the power. I'm just looking to see it show up at the MLB level. He's only 19 years old. Has a hit today. It's a big opportunity here. Extra base hit changes everything, and it's that cutter. It's that change of pace pitch that just has us out in front.
Ball,
Slider,
outside.
no thank you. 3 and 2. Let's go, Danny. Pitch to hit, and boy did he! Deep to right field! Danny Wright has left the yard! 3-run bomb! We started him on opening day against the righty. And boy has he come through. And when Danny is right, how could starting him ever be wrong? 112 off the bat. 3-run blast. Let's go, Danny. 7-2 Cardinals. This game has been blown wide open. I don't even think if he knew he got it. Only hit 1 big league homer last year in a small sample. But that is a big one here to the home fans at Busch on opening day. That'll do it for Troy Melton.
For Detroit.
They turn to another right-hander.
Hernandez.
Beisbel Hernandez. That seems about right for Mason Wynn as he times up a fastball and swings right through it.
Ball.
Fastball a bit higher. Wynn lays off. Full count. I'll take a 2-out rally here.
Ball,
Fastball misses in. We'll work the walk.
Up next for the
And here's Victor
Cardinals.
Scott.
Center fielder.
He's looked pretty good at the plate today.
Second.
Hit the ball well. That one's hit well. I mean, these are over 100 miles per hour. Our hitters are absolutely smoking the baseball. You'd love to see it.
Ball. Down.
Good at bats. We're working walks. We're working pitch counts up. Hitting the ball hard. That one kind of jams Scott, and that's not going to get down. Rayner makes a play, but Danny Wright did the damage. 3-run homer. Second homer of his big league career. And it's not a surprise to see him leave the yard. You know, if you look at what he was able to do in the minors last year, he had a 2-game stretch where he hit 5 home runs. Think about that. 2 games, 5 homers. We expect the power to show up at the big league level at some point, and this could be the start of it. Bryson Mouts with the strikeout. Is he going to be locked in? Only keeping him out here because the pitch count's so low. Didn't really expect a ton when we brought him in, but he's looked absolutely fantastic. Strike 3, another K as Clark punches out. And we're going to let Mouts face McGonigal. Swing and a miss. Can Mouts be perfect for us? He's been incredible so far. Try the fastball. McGonigal, just such great bat-to-ball skills. Really tough guy to strike out. So weak contact would be fine. Oh, that's a base hit. And I think that's going to do it for Mouts. I'm really impressed, to be honest. I thought he was awesome, but his time's going to be over. We're going to turn to Scott Efros here to get us to Mason Miller.
For the Cardinals, number 68.
We need just one out here. No, Mason Miller probably not going to pitch here in a 7-2 game, but it is opening day. We could try to get him some innings anyway. This could be a tough play for J.J. Weatherholt, needing to go a long way around the back and getting Torkelson. J.J. Weatherholt. That's a Gold Glove caliber play. Oh, my goodness. Got to see that one again at some point. That was crazy. See our hits. We're loving left center. Absolutely loving left center. Of course, Danny Wright managed to muscle one out. Bottom 8, hopefully the last inning that we're up. The hit. J.J. Weatherholt, Oppo Taco. No doubt about it. Third hit of the day for J.J. as he puts that one 392 feet away. I mean, I don't know if I'd call that a no-doubter, but he seemed to know it. J.J. Weatherholt gives us 8. What a day for Weatherholt at the plate. But I'm not a rapper. I am like the modern-day Dr. Seuss, though. There's no question about that with the rhyming ability. Yeah, I mean, the ball just stayed down the middle. It was just a bad pitch. Weatherholt stayed on it. Kind of surprised it was a homer, but it was right down the middle, just a bit low. We'll see if Glaber can do something for us. Hasn't been a great day for him. 1 for 4 with a single. But has come up short in some big spots, unfortunately. But I still feel like he's going to be such a great player for us at the top of our lineup. This time, though, hanging slider, he pops it up. Glaber's going to find it. It's early.
Up next for the Cardinals.
And I really feel good about this lineup. I mean, I've talked about it. I think we have a lot of quality bats. These guys are growing as hitters. We got Riley Green, who is an absolute all-star type of player. Pops up here on a very hittable fastball, I thought. But it was at 98. That's going to do it for Hernandez as they turn to
Up next for the Cardinals.
Zhenzhong Ao Zhuang. They got me with the Chinese Taipei name. I don't even know what this release is, aka Taiwan. I mean, I don't support Chinese Taipei. It's Taiwan. Who the hell is this? He's got the wonkiest delivery of all time. Nolan Gorman sends this one deep to right center, deepest part of the park. Tracked down by Rayner. It's a deep alley. But Weatherholt with the homer. Our 12th hit of the game. And we'll see if Efros can end it. No need for Mason Miller. Scott Efros was brilliant for us last year. Hopefully he can do it again. I mean, didn't expect him to be pitching in an 8-2 game. Maybe we'll pull him out after his next out. But we'll make that decision when we need to. Bryant Beach coming on. He'll make the play, as you'd expect him to make, because, again, he can play third base. Tyler Holton going to come into the game. Want to see what the new Cardinal can do. Got him in free agency. Got a switch hitter and then a lefty.
For the Cardinals,
Don't want to extend
87,
Scott Efros too much.
Holton.
Hopefully Holton can just take us to the finish line. Bubic gave us such great length. Beach jump throw from out of the third base line. In foul territory.
Next for the Tigers, second baseman, Luis
Because
Garcia.
why? Because he can play third base. Jump throw. He doesn't have an arm. That looked okay. That looked okay. And the Tigers are down to their final out. And Mason Wynn ensures
He's out.
that they won't see another batter come to the plate. Cardinals win here on opening day. We're going to start out 1-0. Nice win here as the Cardiac Cards have an easy one. I like it when it's easy. I feel like we've had so many stressful games. I'm sure we're going to have many more this season. But just to win one solidly here on opening day is great. A lot of hits. Pitched mostly very well. Danny Wright 2 for 4 with a homer. Weatherholt 3 for 5 with a homer. Riley Green, a couple of hits. Thought our bullpen was pretty good. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. Ryan Yell was a bit disappointing. Mason Wynn also did not have a hit. But Chris Bubic gave us 8 strikeouts. Bryson Mounts was incredible. And then Efros and Holton both got a couple outs for us in a big team win. It's hard to do a whole lot better than that. Danny Wright shines in win versus the Tigers. Opening day hero, 3-run homer. They'll never forget. Coked out Danny Wright. Look at his eyes, dude. He looks crazy. And I'll tell you what, that fits with the 80s Cardinals. Danny Wright is playing in the wrong era. Don't drug test him, please. Tanner Bybee makes his Cardinal debut. We went out. We traded for him. We're about to see if that was the right move. Obviously, it's a long season. We saw a lot of lefties in the lineup against Chris Bubic. So you're expecting a lot of lefties in the lineup against Bybee. But it's a righty, Torkelson, to lead it off against Tanner Bybee, coming off of his career best season. And that's kind of the trend that we made in the offseason with starting pitching. We went out, we got guys coming off of their career best year. So you're buying high, and you're hoping there's no regression back to anything lower. Strike 3. Fastball by Torque. Tanner Bybee records his first punch out as a Cardinal. And here is McGonigal. Quickly 0-2. Again, he's a very, very tough player to strike out. Ground ball. Weatherholt's there. She'll be able to make the play, and he does. I think Kevin McGonigal is absolutely incredible. I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, although it will be really fun to, if I could ever remember, come back to this video in 20 years if YouTube still exists, which I would imagine it does, but I mean, the world's going to change so much over the next 20 years, you'd imagine. I think Kevin McGonigal, if I could bet on a multiple-time All-Star, he's incredible. I know it's not a hot take. He's one of the top prospects in baseball. He's sick. And look at that snag by Bryant Beach playing the hot corner. What a guy. Have I mentioned that he can play third base? I think I haven't. He can play third base, guys. He's not a designated hitter. He is our third baseman of the future. Timeline for David Duff. That's a mistake. But Gorman's right there. He's 19 years old. He obviously has a generational type of skill set offensively. That's a mistake. Danny Wright's going to move back. Getting the start again. It's tough to say, right? Because we've got a lot of good corner infield talent. He also has the ability to play left field, although he's not good defensively, really at any position. But generational skill set with the bat, as in, you know, he's got a great ability to get the bat on the ball and drive it out of the yard. And we're hoping to see a lot of extra base hits at Double-A. I want to see what he does at Double-A first before we make any type of assessment. But we've got Nolan Gorman under contract for this year and next. We've got Bryant Beach at third base.
No, that's foul ball.
We've got Chris Valdez, who plays third and first and also is not a great defender. And then corner outfield, well, we have Joshua Baez, who is the 2027 Rookie of the Year. We have Danny Wright, who also came up generationally early at 18 years old, who is now at least off to a hot start. As Bryant Beach ranges to his right, throws across the diamond from foul territory. Can this guy play third base or what? Bryant Beach. He's not a DH. Look at this guy play. He might be the best defensive third baseman in the sport. That is to his right. Jump throw, cross body. Still got 75 miles per hour on the throw. But my point to David Duff, he's a little bit blocked right now.
Nope, that's off the
He's
plate.
only 19 years old. If he has to sit in the minors for even 2 years, which would be coming up pretty quickly in real life, he'll make his MLB debut at 21 or 22 years old. Tanner Bybee dealing, by the way. Hope to get him some run support sometime in the near future. So unless we're teaching players new positions, you know, it's going to be tough for David Duff to come up. But I know he's starting with a really high overall. I know with his 99 potential, it's only going to go up. So am I really going to keep an 89 overall player or whatever it could jump up to in the minors? You guys are going to hate me if I do that. It's a good thing I don't give a shit. I'm going to do what's best for the St. Louis Cardinals. That's why I was extended. That's why they gave me the new contract. Torkelson with a ripper down the third base line. First hit of the game for the Tigers. See if you can turn to Lifestyles NYC. Thanks for the prime. Good pitch from Bybee. Let's get that double play. Or how about strike three? McGonigal down looking. Take a double play here. Luis Garcia could be a great candidate for us. He's got great bat-to-ball skills. And this could be it. 5-2. There's one. Back on a first. Got him. Double play. Just what the doctor ordered. Prescribed either way. Good result. Chopper back to the mound. One hopper. Bybee turns kind of the wrong way as you'd expect him to. And we just got him. Mason Wynn with a great arm. Good sweeper. Just missed.
Strike one.
I'm loving that changeup just dropping in for a strike. Although that hung up way too far. Riley Green going back. Diving. He can't make the catch. It's extra bases for Keith. Yeah, I mean, that's just not well located. It's just not.
Out.
And with Riley Green's defense, I mean, maybe he's looking to be a DH. But I like Ivan Herrera. I obviously want Ryan Yell to play a significant amount. It's tough to get all these guys at bats. So, we'll see what happens. Strike 3, Wencel Perez out in front of the sinker away. Going to use that like a changeup. Bybee really not been very heavy on the four-seamer. Kind of pitching these guys backwards, going to a lot of other pitches. Only 9% on the fastball, and I think he's got these Tigers batters a little bit confused. Expecting heavier fastball usage, it just hasn't been there.
That's a
Oh,
ball.
that's a sick sequence. And that pitch just missed.
Ball.
Missed with the sweeper. Good sinker, but that's going to be through for a base hit. Riley Green, throw to the plate. Not in time. Keith scores. Tigers on the board first, 1-0. Sinker below the zone. I mean, I guess that's the problem with the sinker. It's a pitch you can hit, and when you can put the bat on the ball, good things can happen, whether you hit it hard or not. Got the out on it that time, though. Ground ball. Could be a tough play for Weatherholt. That's going to get through. First and second, 2 outs. A lot of speed on the bases. It's Joey Loperfido. Not really a great hitter.
No, that's a ball.
Might have caught. But has some power.
That's a ball.
And is working the count here. Taking a couple of really close pitches. No real interest in swinging. We've been all around the zone, but seldom in it to Loperfido so far. And it's 3-1. We are about to load the bases to face Spencer Torkelson. Not what we want. Here's the ground ball. Win is there. He'll go to first. Got him. Let's get some run support. Come on. Both have 4 hits. We haven't managed to score a run, but maybe now will be different. It wasn't. Back out there for Torkelson. You ever seen a 0-0 bear down? Just to get a strike in there.
Ball.
You know what? Starting to count 1-0 or 0-1 is way better than 1-0. You should see how the batting average changes with just the 1 pitch difference. That's a mistake. That's going to send Victor Scott back, way back. In front of the track, he'll make the catch. We've made a couple mistakes with Bybee today, leaving the ball up. And we need to be a little bit better about that. Because eventually these hitters are going to get to it. Kevin McGonigal, 2027 All-Star. I could really very easily see that happening in real life. I can see it in 2026.
Ball.
In fact, I almost think it's likely. We'll see, though. 2-2. This is where I want this changeup to eat.
Ball
We're
3.
just missing with it. Challenge fastball. Kevin McGonigal. Fly ball. Hit hard. But right at Victor Scott. Can of corn, easy out. And Bybee's given up just the 1 run. He's been dealing overall. I would love to keep it at 1. That is a changeup down the middle. Thankfully, he got on top of it, and Weatherholt throws out Garcia to end the inning. I think Bybee's pitching well. He's getting results. We got to get some run support for him, and we just can't. The pitch count is only 67 pitches, I should say. This ball's hit hard. Danny Wright going back makes the play. All right. Colt Keith, 99 off the bat. Danny Wright just tracks it down, and this sinker is really the pitch they're hitting the hardest. because we keep leaving it up. Got to locate it better. I think that's a really well-located sinker. Just missed off the plate. There's Bryant Beach. Look at the reaction from Bryant over there. Man, he looks sharp. Nothing gets by him. Except for the one that did, but no third baseman's making that play. Pop up. Victor Scott coming on. He'll just make a shoestring type of catch, as we have scored 0 through 6. We'll see if we can get a run in 7 as Gregory Soto comes on to replace Bybee. And we do win! The Cardinals come up big late. Bybee with a phenomenal outing picks up the win. 7 strong, 4 hits, 3 Ks, just the 1 earned run. We finally exploded for 3 runs in the 7th to give him the win. 2 in the 8th. We win 5-1. Victor Scott 2 for 4 with the triple. Bryant Beach 2 for 4 with the double. You love to see it. Ryan Yell with a couple of hits in this game, by the way. Happy to see that. And the bullpen was locked down. Gregory Soto in particular was great. Mason Miller came on for a 1-out save. Good for him. Good to get the win. We are looking for the sweep. Another new Cardinal makes his Cardinal debut. And I mean, Ryan Yell with a couple of hits, but I'm going to get Ivan Herrera into the lineup. He's yet to get an at-bat, and that's just not what I want to have happen. I think he's incredible. He's such a great clutch hitter. He's got such great power. I also want Baez to jump in there over Danny Wright. Love Danny. Danny Wright's hitting 500. Maybe not Danny Wright. Maybe we get Victor Scott, who's also hitting 500. Maybe not him either. Maybe Glaber gets the day off. That's who it's going to be. Danny Wright will DH. And Joshua Baez will move down. I'm going to put Bryant Beach in the 2 spot. It's 3 straight lefties to start. But this is against a right-handed pitcher. So we want those guys to hit quite a bit, and we'll bring in somebody off the bench to even it out a little bit later. So that's the order we're going to try. See what the lineup looks like. I want to see what Ryan Pepio can do. We gave him big money to be a Cardinal. Big money. And so far, our pitching looks pretty good. The bats have been pretty good. Slow start in game number 2, but we found it. And we start 2-0 as the rain is coming down here in St. Louis as we look to sweep. Looking for it. Tanner Bybee was great last time. Is anything going on in the farm so far? Yeah, season hasn't started down at AA, but AAA is going on. You see Ellis Padilla has actually jumped Chris Valdez as our number 2 prospect and number 4 in baseball. Of course, he won't have any numbers. ETA is 2031, so it's 2029 now. They expect he's going to be up in 2 years. I don't think that's going to happen. But Ellis Padilla's got 98 potential. He's just a 55 overall. So it's going to take a little bit. But Chris Valdez, his ETAs this year, and I think that is probably true. He's the number 12 prospect in baseball. We've got a loaded farm. And we're already seeing a lot of these guys come up and make a difference. Bryant Beach, of course, is only 20 and he's up. Danny Wright's only 19 and he's up. Will we see Chris Valdez soon? A little bit older, but still. Will we see David Duff soon? Will we see David Dooley soon, the reliever? He's got a chance to play here. Let's see what Pepio can do. Pitching's been great so far. I know not everybody loves a player lock, pitching experience, but it's good to see our new pitchers take the mound and see what they're capable of, because these guys are going to be big game pitchers for us, hopefully in the playoffs, as Pepio strikes out Torkelson looking with a heater at the top of the zone. I'll tell you, though, if you go back to Rocky's franchise with our, like, Ubaldo Jimenez type pitcher, who's also, I think, only 19 years old, I had a ton of fun player lock pitching with him. I'm sure some of you are going to remember his name down in the chat below. I want to see who the real fans are. That's a 4-pitch walk to McGonigal. But he was throwing up, like, 99, sometimes 100 miles per hour. He was a really fun pitcher to use, and I had more fun player lock pitching than hitting. This could be 2. Pepio to win to Gorman. And everyone's saying Santana. Not Johan Santana, though. Jorge Santana. He was a beast. And he was a big game pitcher for us as well. Obviously, I think if you saw Rocky's franchise, the best pitcher in that series was Jesus Luzardo. That was unreal. But Santana was such a fun young prospect and had some incredible big game performances. They weren't all perfect. Like, there were some times where he got absolutely lit up. But he was so young, and whenever there was a big moment, I felt like he rose to the occasion and was just incredible for us. Strikeout machine.
Ball 2.
And we really haven't had that big-time pitching prospect in Cardinals franchise because we really haven't taken pitchers very high. We've been very hitter-focused. And I think so far, that's been pretty good for us. I know we have not made the playoffs yet, but you look at all of the really good, really fun young bats in our organization. Obviously, we've talked about a lot of them recently, but Beach, Wright, Valdez, and then eventually Duff. Now maybe Ellis Padilla at some point in the near future. The center fielder we just drafted, Kevin Jacobs, I think, could end up making an impact this year. I think people are going to be upset if Kevin Jacobs comes up prior to David Duff, but it's a possibility. Health is always a question, and if we have injuries in the outfield, that's somebody that could, I think, ascend pretty quickly. But I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to root for any injuries. But the reality is there will be an injury soon, and maybe to a major player. I hope not, but it's what happens. As Herrera, getting the start behind the plate, get an opportunity to show off the leather. Not a particularly challenging play, but a good one. Max Clark hitting 286 here. OPS over 900. Guess he's been a tough player for us to get out so far through a couple of games, but not this time. Pepio getting a lot of pitcher fielding practice. Love to see it. And yeah, I like our pitching staff a lot. Obviously, we've been aggressive making some trades. We trade for Chris Bubich. We trade for Tanner Bybee just now. We trade for Sean Burke. I don't really know if Sean Burke's going to be good. I hope so. I'm hoping Bybee's going to be good. It's been hard to develop Liberatore. We signed Ryan Pepio. Liberatore may be the odd man out in the rotation, but I'm hoping he can step up big time as our second lefty. We'll see. You don't want to count your chickens before they hatch. We got one run on the board. Just got to continue to try to pitch well so that we don't need a ton of run support. Pepio with the heater by Dingler. It's been a strikeout machine so far, as there's Pepio's second of the day. Parker Meadows now.
Nope. Ball 1.
It's just such a hard slider. It's almost like a cutter. At 88, near 90 miles per hour. But he's also got the cutter. Slightly different action. Slightly harder. That's a strike. We're going to challenge to get that to 2-1. I think that caught the plate. Come on now. And then if people keep mentioning about trading Gorman to make room for Duff, or Chris Valdez even, I like Nolan Gorman. I think he's got a spot on our team. I think hopefully we're going to see that over the course of this year.
Ball 1.
I think that caught, but maybe not worth the challenge.
Yeah.
Gorman's off to a little bit of a slow start. After looking okay in opening day, didn't do anything in game 2. I can't emphasize how incredibly early it is that none of these starts really matter at all. Big strikeout. Check swing from Loper Fido. Blue behind the plate said that he went. I like the call. Still only 1-0. As you see the numbers for Torque against Pepio, that's a 143 batting average. And he's in a heck of a rough spot, down 0-2 in this at-bat. And how about strike 3? Those numbers not getting it much better. 4 Ks for Pepio. As we'll face McGonigal. He's pulled the ball hard and foul. So if we can get that cutter in, we can pick up a free strike again, probably. He actually jams it the other way. Weird spin on that ball, but it does stay foul. Then we'll try the curveball, like a ground out to Mason Wynn, maybe? Ooh, just missed. Thought that was going to catch the outside corner. This ball is ripped. Very early, but foul.
Ball 2.
This pitch misses. And we just can't seem to put Kevin McGonigal away. Okay, this is the longest bat of all time. Please, Pepio. Ground ball. Beach snags it. Makes the throw. What a beast. Bryant Beach. Can that guy play third base or what? 2 outs here in the inning for Ryan Pepio.
Nope, that's the ball.
I feel like that's probably not worth a challenge in this spot. But it's a close pitch. It does catch the zone. 0-1. 0-2. I mean, this sets up, I feel like, the high heat. Strike 3. Got him. Goodbye, Luis. You love to see it.
Leading off for Detroit.
Still only 1 run for the Cardinal offense. But Pepio's made sure that that's really all we need. And 0-0 again, we're going to challenge. That might have been just in off the plate. But again, it wasn't. That is strike 1, 0-1. I know the strike zone. What can I say?
That ball's foul.
0-2. Don't know how to throw a changeup down in the zone, though. That's something I don't know about. And this is the money pitch for Pepio. He's a changeup guy. And yet we can't put Colt Keith away with it. Maybe the curveball will be the pitch. It is. Strike 3. Keith down looking. 6 Ks for Pepio. Dude, this pitching staff might be legit.
Hey.
We have Chris Bubich, who's like an 89 overall or something close. Bybee, I think, is an 86. Pepio not too far behind that. Strikeout stuff. And he's got 95 hit per 9 against lefties. I guess Wencel Perez, although a switch hitter, does classify in that spot. Gave the ball a ride. Probably the best contact we've seen all day. But we have owned the inside part of the plate, and it's fine margins. Especially to a lefty. You leave that thing hanging over the middle,
Nope.
it can go a long way. But we've located well. It's pitch
Ball
number
3.
61. Is it going to be another 4-pitch walk? No.
Hey.
Cutter gets across. Going to try to throw the curveball for a strike. Hanger. But thankfully it's still 1-0. We know Max Clark came into this game with good numbers. And he'll continue. Base hit. Okay. It's just a 2-out single. It's no big deal. We know Dylan Dingler's basically been guaranteed
Ball, that's inside.
to strike out.
Hey.
This has got to be our easy out of the inning.
Hey.
slider drops in. Tell me he chases the cutter. He does, but he gets a piece. Somehow, it was not a close pitch, and he keeps the at-bat alive. Curveball hung. Dingler misses extra bases by an inch. 69 pitches for Pepio. Nice. We're going to bear down here. Challenge fastball. Dingler got on it, pulled it. Riley Green ranging over, and he will make the catch near the wall. Yeah, that unfortunately was the first hit that Pepio had surrendered. Otherwise, he's been very, very good today. And you'll see him again as he stays out for the 6th. Still a 1-0 game. Just got to continue to locate. I mean, that's been why Pepio has been so good today. Everything's located so well. The pitch count has mostly stayed down. Haven't seen a ton of deep counts. And when he is walking, guys, there are 4 pitch walks. And sometimes, 3-0, and then they get themselves out 3-1. 0-1 will take the pop-up. I mean, this is looking like a potential complete game shutout for Pepio. Obviously, don't want to jinx anything. But he's at 74 pitches. Hopefully about to get out of the 6th. And he will on just 1 more pitch. First start of the season, so you don't want him going too far. But this Tigers lineup has been completely deficient all series. Kevin McGonigal down to 111. And he's supposedly their best hitter. I'm a fan in real life. He's struggling here in the game, and he's got to be able to hit that pitch. That is a middle mistake curveball, and all he can do is foul it off. That's just how these Tigers are going right now. See if we can strike him out. He pops it up. Herrera might have a chance here. And he will make the catch just in front of the wall. McGonigal takes the long walk back to the Tiger dugout. Slider just lands, maybe just off the plate, but Pepio has shown the ability to command well and dominate the inside part of the plate. He's getting that call, and we're going to challenge that one. Might have just missed. This is on Hall of Fame difficulty, and that is overturned. I know the strike zone. This series is entirely posted to YouTube, but streamed live on Twitch. We have, I think, 14 episodes on the channel right now. And you can see the entire hopeful rise. But I'll tell you that we have not won the World Series or particularly come close. Strikeout Garcia down looking. But we're hoping this year is different. 7 Ks now for Pepio. $84 pitches. I don't know if we're going to see him for the 8th. But I do know he's dealing here in the 7th. You can do it, Pepio. Lock in, good pitch. Let's punch him out with a changeup. Strike 3. Keith chases the change. 8 Ks for Pepio. And if that's his night, what a night it was. Ryan Pepio, 1 hit, a walk, a phenomenal outing, and he is relieved by Anthony Banda. What an outing for Ryan Pepio. And it's another Cardinal win. Get your brooms out. We've swept Detroit. Got a couple guys starts for the first time this year. Joshua Baez, Ivan Herrera. And in some way, shape, or form, it worked out. It might have been the Ryan Pepio show. But sometimes that's what it takes. We win 2-1. Danny Wright, 2 for 4 with a triple and a double. Bryant Beach and J.J. Weatherholt also doubled. And unfortunately, Ivan Herrera 0 for 4 in his first start of the year as Mason Miller picks up save number 2. 162-0 is still on. And it's off. We dropped the game with Sean Burke, unfortunately. Hate to see that. Nolan Gorman with a 3-hit, 3 RBI day, 2 homers. Baez left the yard. Glaber with a double. And unfortunately, it didn't amount to much because Sean Burke gave up 3 earned. McGreevy came in, gave up 3. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. At least we win the next day. That's encouraging. Box on that has the bottom of our lineup crushing it. Gorman with a double. Weatherholt, Danny Wright, triples for Baez and Win as Gorman homers again in part of a 2-hit day. Danny Wright with 2 hits. Baez with 3. Mason Wynn with 2. Victor Scott with 3. The top of our order didn't do anything. Herrera hitting .083 to start. Riley Green is ice cold. But everybody else is on fire, especially Danny freaking Wright. What an unbelievable player. 538 to start. OPS over 1,700. Absolutely incredible stuff. Stolen a base, has homered. Extra base hit machine. Danny Wright is our best outfielder right now. Who would have thought that? I want to get a player lock going with Danny Wright, but lefty on the mound to start. He's not in the lineup. You got runners on first and second. No outs in the bottom of the 8th. Riley Green at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. He's really off to a very, very bad start. So, I'm hoping that this is the moment he can have a big hit to get going.
Up next for the
143 average, 488 OPS. It's early in the year, but this is a spot to come through big. Nobody out. The worst thing he can do here is ground out into double play. We just gave him that huge contract, so much money. Thought that would be the sinker, to be honest. We need him to be a good hitter. And there is the sinker. We got a lot of other guys stepping up right now. But if Riley Green could start hitting, man, I feel like the entire lineup is going to be about unstoppable. The top of our lineup hasn't been incredible, with Glaber, Herrera, and Riley Green struggling a bit. Herrera is 0 for 3 today. And got to face the lefty Rodon as well. Here's the full count, payoff pitch to Riley Green. He stays alive. Do you think they've got a certain idea about how to pitch Riley Green? Everything at the knees. Riley Green hits it hard to left. That's a base hit. Green comes up clutch with a borderline pitch. He decides to go after it and shoots it in the left. Great piece of hitting from Riley Green. Maybe knee high. Maybe it was low. Maybe it wasn't. But either way, it's a single to put him on first base. We're going to keep him on first base. And we're going to pull Ivan Herrera from the game. He's hitting .067. He's got great clutch, though. It's early in the year. Danny Wright is right here. Maybe Sajazi's the pinch hit spot. Nobody's out. Herrera's our starting catcher. We're gonna give Ivan the shot. Base hit, Ivan Herrera. We're not gonna try and score 2. We're gonna go station to station. Ivan Herrera ties it up. Hey, what a time for your second hit of the year. Here's Nolan Gorman. He's been red hot. 0 for 3 today. Got a challenge fastball. Timed it up. Swung through it. Nolan. Oh, you'd love to have that pitch back.
That's the ball.
Come on, Gorman. What do you have for us? Hard hit ground ball. That's 2. That is a devastating double play. That is a devastating double play as the Cardinals turn to Cole Sands. And we, in turn, will turn to our bench. It's not going to be Danny Wright. It's going to be Bryant Beach. 353 to start the year, 921 OPS. He's on an 8-game hit streak. Has not found the seats yet. Splitter up in the zone. Beach with the check swing. It's 0-1. 1-1. This is a Bryant Beach spot. We don't want to waste Danny Wright as a pinch hitter and then sub him out for Bryant Beach as a defensive replacement. We want to give Beach the chance to hit. He's a fantastic hitter. Stays alive on the cutter, and also he plays third base. So this is the natural guy to come off the bench in this spot. This is who you want off the bench. Danny Wright off to a really hot start. This is your 2028 Rookie of the Year. This is the guy. 2-2. In a 2-2 game with 2 on and 2 out. And Bryant Beach gets a slurve hanging over the middle and flies out to right. Big missed opportunity. We go to the 9th. You got to pitch the hit. Just couldn't do what we needed to do. Here's Gregory Soto. Strike 3. Oh, that was low. Sam Huff's going to challenge it. That's going to get overturned. Yeah, that's an insane call. Now, I timed up the swing. Ball don't lie, even though it did previously. Sam Huff goes down. That pitch was actually low, probably. Maybe just. That's a strike. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Caught the plate. Splitter. Just missed. Is Brian Ramos... Ooh, nice sweep. Is Brian Ramos the former White Sox third base prospect that raked? And then came up and probably didn't do much. Let's turn to Scott F. Ross. My ABS ability is incredible. You got to give me credit. 1 pitch, 1 out. Let's win it in the bottom of the 9th. Come on. Let's go, boys. We'll face Mark Beard, ERA over 8. We're going to leave Baez in to hit. This is where it's got to be over. If we don't get to the pitcher with an ERA over 8, we're in trouble. That's a lot of range from Enrique Bradfield, but he can't track it down. Extra bases for Baez. Leadoff double to start the inning. Let's go, Josh. Yeah, I mean, that's a meatball. That is an absolute meatball. I thought Enrique Bradfield was going to get to that. I mean, he's got incredible range and wheels, but that would have been crazy. Mason Wynn. We don't really have a shortstop to bring in off the bench. I don't think I would pinch hit Victor Scott. So, it might just be a routine off day for Danny Wright. Ote. We're to third base. Ball in the dirt. Joshua Baez, 90 feet away. Mason Wynn with a couple of hits today, too. 2 singles. 1 here ends the game. But so does a lot here. Mason Wynn has some clutch ability. He's hitting .500 with runners in scoring position this year.
That's the ball.
Mark Beard is a heck of an interesting pitcher. I see why the ERA might start with an 8. And Mason Wynn strikes out. I mean, Mason, dude. Victor Scott, maybe 0 for 3. He's due. He's staying in to hit here. I feel like he never comes up big in these spots. But this could be big enough. Oh, it's shallow. We've got to try to tag on it. Baez from third. Here's the throw. We left early. Joshua Baez leaves the bag early and is thrown out at the plate.
Leading off for the Orioles.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How close was it? I would argue he did not leave early. He did not leave early. He's on the bag. Cheated. Okay, so he's off the bag. He's still on the bag right here. He's on the bag right here. Where's the ball? In the glove. That is absolutely ridiculous. We did not leave early. And now we head to extras. That is what I would call a perfect jump. Unbelievable. And now the go-ahead run 90 feet off of potentially scoring here. 90 feet away. Yeah, challenge that. That was probably just in. Oh, man, we need a strikeout. If that run scores, it's not the end of the world. We get the ghost runner as well. They're going to try to suicide squeeze. They've got it. Not the end of the world. We'll get the ghost runner as well. We can easily tie the game, you'd think, if we want to try that. Victor Scott's going to be the ghost runner at second base, I believe. He made the final out at the plate. We're never ready for the suicide squeeze. But there's no way we could ever defend that. The computer loves it. Mason Wynn from deep in the hole. He's got no chance against Enrique Bradfield. No chance.
Up next for the Orioles, third baseman Kobe Mayer.
Ooh, I don't know if I love righty-righty change-up, but he got jammed on it. Joshua Baez is there. Let's win it in 10. Let's win it in 10. Come on. They're going to turn to the lefty, Dylan Lee. We've got the lefty, J.J. Weatherholt, and so much speed at second base. We're going to try to hit him in with Weatherholt. If we can't, I think we really try and steal third base. I mean, we might even try to steal third base anyway. Dylan Lee is so long to the plate. Here's the 0-2. That's third base for free. Absolutely no chance. Tying run 90 feet away. And I don't even mind the infield in here. I think it makes it easier for Weatherholt to come away with a hit. Hitting .360 to start the year. I think tying the game is not even a concern of ours anymore. Famous last words. Victor Scott is a cheat code. Putting that guy on second base as the ghost runner is automatically a run. Almost no matter what. Oh, suicide squeeze with 2 strikes. That's an interesting idea. With our leadoff hitter. Arguably our best hitter. 3-2. They're going to try and challenge that. Catcher thought that caught the plate. Catcher's wrong. 3-2. Come on, JJ. Elite eye. Great way to foul that off. This is going to be a 9-pitch at bat here. And JJ wins the battle with the walk. Here's Glaber. 0 for 2, 2 walks, hitting 187 on the year. Come on, Glaber. They expect you to ground out into a double play here. That's what they expect. Weatherholt takes off. Glaber with a high fly ball. Deep to left field. It's got a chance and it's gone! Glaber Torres! 3-run homer to end it. Oh my goodness, it just kept going and going and going until it was gone. It's a Glay bomb for Glaber. Let me see the Glaber emotes in chat. Saw Gary Sanchez in there. That's interesting. Glaber Torres wins it in 10. Walk-off homer. What a moment. What a way to hopefully bust the slump for Glaber. I mean, that got out by a lot. That was second deck. Didn't quite know about that for a while, but thought it looked pretty good off the bat. Then nobody was going. Glaber wins it. And you know what? It's ball don't lie, because Joshua Baez did not leave early. He didn't. That was completely ridiculous. But I think that's a pretty good spot to end this thing. I feel like we, have room for improvement, but overall, this is a pretty incredible start to the year. It's hard to debate that. We've got Michael Augustine, who we just drafted, B potential. We're throwing him in the Double-A rotation as an 18-year-old out of Jamaica. What do you got for us? We're going to find out. I'm excited to see this team the rest of the way. Let's jump in here. Bottom 10. Nobody out. Runners on first and second as Mason Wynn is struggling here. He's walked a batter. We need him to shut it down. It's 2-1. This is why we have Mason Miller. 4-pitch walk, by the way.
Ball inside.
Fastball just misses.
Nope.
And again,
Outside.
2-0. Slider drops in for a strike. That'll get Kyle Teal's attention. 2-2. Fastball. Blew it by him at 101. Goodbye, Kyle Teal. And maybe good things do happen with the bear down future. 101. 0-1. 0-2. Got to go back to it. Ooh, Colson Montgomery just gets a piece. What about a changeup? Ooh, nope. That's going to be the last changeup. Heater. Slide step. Stays alive. Tried to change the timing. He's on it, though. Is he on the slider? He hits it to Weatherholt, who throws to win. Back onto first. Cardinals win. He's known for his strikeout ability, but sometimes a double play is what you need. Let's go. Great pitching from Mason Miller, as we are winners. Victor Scott, 2 doubles. JJ Weatherholt is where the W came from. 2 doubles. Don't look now. But Mason Miller's already got 4 saves. And we, at 6-1, are actually barely atop the NL Central. Reds 6-1, Cubs 5-2, Pirates and Brewers 4-3. What type of division is this? It's a division where Riley Green has finally found it. 3 for 4. Homer. Triple away from the cycle. It is early. We've got the 6th best on base in baseball. We're not striking anybody out, but we have the 2nd best
Left fielder, Riley Green.
ERA in baseball. And we're up 7-1 over the White Sox. It's got to be a triple here for Riley Green in what could be his final, or the final at bat of the game for us, as we're up 7-1 in the 9th. That might have been the pitch, Riley. That might have been the pitch. But that actually could be the pitch. Riley does not run especially well, but finds the gap. Either way, it's a multiple extra base hit day. We're going to stay at 2. No chance for 3 there. If there was any chance, even if it looked like a 1% chance, we would have gunned it to try to hit for the cycle. But what a day for Riley Green. 4 hits, 2 doubles, a homer. A fantastic performance. Bryant Beach, 2 for 4 with a homer. Ryan Pepio allowed 9 hits, but only 1 earned run. And Danny Wright, 2 for 4 with a home run as well. Dude, this lineup's finding it. Baez with a double. Weatherholt, of course, as well. But Green, Beach, and Wright, all with homers. You love to see it. Bryson Mouts, dude. This guy's unbelievable. He doesn't allow runs. But, man, I'm loving the potential of this team. And what do we just talk about? If Riley Green can get it going, our lineup's going to be unstoppable. Yes, I know it's the White Sox. But, hey, they're still a major league team. Barely, but they are. And we'll take a look at the scouts. We'll take a look at scouting some of these top players. Is this the draft where we go out and add an arm? Maybe so. Here's a lefty starter, Jonathan Alvarado. Could be an interesting option. Of course, looking for 99 potential. I think we're going to try and discover some prospects. We've done a good job with that. I know our outfield looks pretty good. I think we're going to end up trying to discover international prospects for sure. So want to scout positions. We'll do international starters, and we'll do starting pitching in the West. And then we'll discover as the 3rd spot. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm really excited about the start of this year. Mason Miller's got another opportunity, though. Let's see what he can do. Come on, Mason. Already has 4 saves. Mason Miller could have 80 saves.
Up next for the White Sox.
That could be the number this year. If Mason Miller has 80 saves, I'll give away 50 subs to the chat.
Ball.
I think taking the under probably makes sense here. Let's bear down. Good luck. Ooh, Kyle Teal gets a piece. He's not hitting that slider, though. Okay, well, nobody is. Come on, Mason. Strike 3. 101 right by Teal. Good luck hitting Mason Miller. It's 7-6, by the way. Not a great outing from our pitching.
Ball high.
That's a mistake. Weatherholt's there, though. And that is another Cardinal win. It's another sweep. Goodness gracious. All this Cardinal team does is win. And all our young players do is hit. Bryant Beach, 2 for 5 with a home run. A double. Danny Wright, 3 for 3 with a home run. Nolan Gorman homers. Mason Wynn homers. What a day. Riley Green, 3 for 3 with a double. Sean Burke and Ryan Fernandez and Michael McGreevy At least he pitched well today, but Anthony Bonda's got an ERA close to 6. Sean Burke, it's early. A bit of a slow start for Sean Burke. I'm not going to say that looks like a bust type of signing so far, but it isn't a good one. And you know what? I did almost outro the episode like 5 minutes ago, but J.J. Weatherholt has an 11-game hit streak. We just keep on winning. We've allowed only 4 home runs. That's best in baseball. We've allowed the fewest runs in baseball. We have the 7th most team home runs. J.J. Weatherholt's hitting .354. But if things don't change quickly, we might be about to lose this game. Matt Brash warms up. Wanted to sign him. It didn't end up happening. But we're a bloop and a blast from tying it. That's what I'm looking for. It's a good pitch. 2-1. J.J. Weatherholt down the third base line. Ripped it, but foul. That was going to extend the hit streak. And that was a slider that was placed in a weird spot. Come on, J.J. We're going to challenge that. That's low. And it may not be. But it is. Call overturned. 3-2. I know the zone. What a slider. Goes to a 91-mile-per-hour slider there under the zone. Weatherholt strikes out. Rays win. Hit streak over. Disappointing day. Disappointing day. But can't win every game. Charles Morris with a homer. His 3-run home run in the 6th is the difference in the game. But that will do it. A 10-2 start after losing 12 in a row to end the year. Mason Miller, 5 saves, only 4 Ks, 0 ERA. Bubic has been dominant. Riley Green's getting it going. Pepio has been dominant. Sean Burke has been bad. Libertor's been pretty good. Hopefully the rest of the team starts to figure it out. As you can see, the numbers down in the minor leagues as well. I mean, Mick Abel is always going to be close to a call-up. Bryson Mounts has been incredibly impressive so far. Tyler Holton's been very good. Great pickup so far. Bonda's got to figure it out. Efros, as always, somehow is incredible. And then David Dooley down at AA. Off to a pretty good start with a save and a hold. Ryan Yell, 241 with a homer. Herrera, 190 with a homer. Maybe Henry Davis is working towards a call-up. Hey, I doubt it. But these catchers got to get it going. Gorman's hitting just 214, but 5 home runs. That's okay. His OPS is over 900. I'm paying him to hit home runs. And then David Duff, starting his AA career with an 1108 OPS, has a home run, hitting 375. Glaber's got the average up to 286. Bryant Beach, 316 with a homer. His OPS is 962, on base over 400, only striking out 11% of the time. Chris Valdez at AAA might not be there for long. OPS over 1,200 to start the year, 400 on base, slugging 800, 3 homers, 4 walks, 8 Ks. He's looking really good for the level. He's about ready. So we'll see what happens with that. Riley Green starting to get it going. Weatherholt's red hot. But no one's hotter in baseball than Danny Wright right now. Right here, right now, hitting .424, 3 homers, on base at 525, and he's got where are walks here? I can't find them. But he's got a 15% strikeout rate and a 17.5% walk rate. So that's incredible to start. I mean, he has been unreal. Love Danny Wright. Victor Scott's sitting near 300. Has Kevin Jacobs a little bit slow out of the gate at AA. And then Baez at 278 with a homer. Of course, our top prospects down here in Acevedo and Ellis Padilla. Not quite to AA yet, but what a start. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Could be the draft episode. Take it easy.